It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear. This is JARHUMOR speaking. I want to talk to you about playing hurt. As a cartoonist, an artist, whatever, I oftentimes have to do my work even though I don't feel like it. If I don't feel like being funny or being creative, I still have to show up, still have to do the job. This is one of those days. I don't want to talk into a microphone to you people. I really don't. I'm sick. I got a head cold. And this is on the heels of me fighting some type of sinus infection from discovering mold in my house. Is this fun for me? No, it's not. It's not fun. But I'm showing up. And I want to talk about playing hurt because it's something that's brought up by Steven Pressfield in his book, The War of Art, my favorite book. I will mention that over and over again till you damn people go out and read it or listen to it in some way or format, including his follow-up called Turning Pro. Now, the whole idea of turning pro, being a professional shows up every day. That's the thing. And part of that is playing hurt. And sometimes it's not even physical ailment, as it is for me right now. I have this cold that yesterday hit me the worst. Today I'm actually feeling slightly better. But it's also a mentality, a mental state. In the past, I have often not played hurt. I have often struggled with feeling like doing the work. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like being creative. I don't feel like it. And there's this thing, it's one of my favorite quotes that I don't know if it's a real quote or not. But supposedly, Pablo Picasso said, you need 3 hours of bad painting to get 1 hour of good painting. And I find this to be true with a lot of things where we get rusty. Where I think this happens if you're doing something athletic. You have to kind of stretch. You have to practice a lot to get that muscle memory going. And I know that as a cartoonist, it feels like every time I sit down at a blank page, I completely forget how the hell to draw. It's like I've seen the things that I've drawn in the past. So why am I drawing like a kindergartner when I first sit down? And it's something about how you have to get back into the flow of what you're doing. So yeah, you're not going to feel like it sometimes. You're not going to feel like sitting down and doing that 3 hours of bad painting. That's the tough part. Facing the blank page in that sort of way has been something in the past, but you know how painful it is. This is the point that I want to make. You know how painful it is. So if you don't feel good, it's like the last thing you want to deal with. Because lately, for me, life has been throwing a bunch of stupid crap at me. And I'm just getting frustrated. But at the same time, I'm also very hopeful because I almost feel like, on a spiritual sense, I'm being tested because some divine force sees that I'm serious about things right now. It's like, oh, he's trying to get his stuff together. Oh, he's trying to make this work, isn't he? He's really trying. Let's throw some things at him. His car is going to start making a funny noise that he probably needs to take care of. You know? Oh, my car is making multiple weird noises. Each noise terrifies me. I really got to take it in and have him look at one of these noises and decide how much will it cost to get rid of this noise. Because I'm going to tell you how much money I have. If you get rid of this noise, I'll give you this amount of money. I don't want to get rid of all the noises. I don't think I can afford it right now. But the one that's the worst sounding, just take care of that noise. I'll come back next month after a couple paychecks. I'll take care of the next noise. But yesterday I even left my grocery store gig I want to say earlier than I normally would. Usually I putz around at the end of the night. I'm on the closing shift, and usually at the end of the night we kind of take it easy because you're paid by the hour. Which is one of my favorite jokes that I say to the customers when they're in my way and I'm trying to stock the shelves and they're like, oh, sorry, I'm in your way. And it's like, no, hey, they pay me by the hour. Take your time. It always gets a laugh. It's great. But yeah, usually I putz around at the end of the night, even though everything's done. It's like, let me make a little extra money. Let me make 15 minutes more money. Last night I was like, no, I'm done. I'm getting everything done as quickly as possible. My nose was running to where I had to walk around with a little paper towel and I had to dab my nose. Especially, I work in a grocery store. Nobody wants to see my snot hanging out of my nose while they're picking out their food. Some lady was asking me where something was, and she took mercy on me because she could tell I was just miserable. I'm like, well, we used to carry those, but I don't think we have it. And she's like, it's okay. I don't need it that badly. I'm so sorry to bother you. And I'm like, yeah, let me talk to my manager. Let me see if we can find that for you. I'm like, oh no. So I've doped myself up with multiple cold medications. I've also been drinking Moscato with it. Not recommended. Don't do what I do, gang. All right. I do a lot of things that after I hear them, I'm like, I think about some poor young person going, I want to be cool like this cartoonist, and then I'm like, oh, you're so full of crap. No one thinks you're cool. But I'm like, what example am I setting for the youth to say that I take multiple forms of cold medication and drink at the same time? But to me, the alcohol kills the virus. This is what I'm doing. I'm making it uninhabitable. It's like that's what chemotherapy is. Chemo makes it so horrible inside the body that the cancer can't live. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making it so horrible inside my body. The disease cannot survive. Nothing survives inside my generic NyQuil. And then I got the real stuff, cold and flu severe. I'm going to take those in a little bit. I just took the generic stuff, these little pills. I like the liquid because I can take a little bit more than the recommended dose, and it feels like it's working instantly when I take the liquid. But I didn't buy the liquid stuff. I just got the gel caps, and then I'm gonna pour myself a bottle of Moscato. I gotta work. Did I just say pour myself a bottle? That was a Freudian slip. I'm gonna pour myself a glass. Even though it's not really a glass that I drink my wine out of, it's a ceramic coffee mug. It's my Sandra Boynton. She's a children's book author. She does I can't remember any of her stuff, but it's got a cartoon cat on it, and it's cute. But that's what I drink my liquor out of because I'm all fancy and whatnot. I'm gonna pour me a drink. I'm gonna drink some of this crap. I'm recording this, what I hope to be incredibly motivational and inspirational talk for you right now. And then my ass has got to go to bed because I got to get up in the morning. I got to go work at a grocery store. And I still feel sick. And I'm hoping I feel just slightly better when I wake up in the morning. That's what I'm hoping. Just feel a little bit better. So my life's just a little bit better. But right now I'm putting together another one of these talks. And then I got another cute little internet video that I'm putting together. But I'm trying to work sick. I'm trying to show up and play hurt. I'm trying to get things done, despite just not feeling like it. This is the point I'm trying to make. I spent many years just waiting for the right moment to get things done. I'll feel like it tomorrow. I'll feel, when things are a little, I'm not really up for it. I think I'll just, sit on the couch this weekend and watch 3 or 4 seasons of Lost. I used to have these things called Lost Weekends, and I'm pretty sure this is when I discovered I may be suffering from clinical depression, when I would just sit on the couch and watch Lost. I wouldn't always start in the first season because I've seen it so many times. I'd usually start around the 3rd or 4th. Like the goofier seasons are my favorite. The ones where most people started tuning out from Lost, that's when I just started really, I'm like, yes. Oh. So now I realize that my mentality, that is the key here, that your mentality is incredibly important when it comes to being a creative professional. Any type of professional, but I'm a creative professional. As a creative professional, your mentality is very important because life stuff is going to happen. Because if you're starting out and struggling, your art probably isn't paying the bills. So you have to have the gig working somewhere. I used to have gigs designing t-shirts and things like that actually made me money. And I have now gotten to the point where I wish I would have, years ago, started working in a grocery store. As it is an incredible source of inspiration. For me, it gets me out of the house. I meet interesting people. I get ideas for things. And, of course, the downside is I seem to be getting exposed to viruses. So that's the only downside. So it's my own damn fault. The other day I'm eating my lunch outside, and I could tell that it was stormy out. I could tell there was some thunder and some lightning, but it was very moody and very atmospheric, and I liked it, and I was fine. Then all of a sudden it just started pouring rain on me. And I had to get in the car rather than just sitting on the trunk. And when I got back in to work in the grocery store, grocery stores are overwhelmingly air conditioned. They're as cold as casinos. If you've ever been to grocery stores and casinos, they keep the temperature. It's because they gotta keep the produce fresh, and they gotta keep the old people at the slot machines in a cryogenic state. That's my theory about why grocery stores and casinos are so cold. It's preserving fruits, vegetables, and old people, chain-smoking old ladies. So I go back in to the grocery store that I work in, a little wet, a little damp, and I'm in the air conditioning. And I always thought it was an old wives' tale, the whole concept of, being wet and going into an air-conditioned environment. I'm like, this isn't real. Like, you don't get disease that way. Scientifically, it's about viruses, but I think it opens the door. I'm pretty sure it's not good for you to be wet and in an air-conditioned environment. I think that's just opening the door for the virus. I opened the door, basically, and that's how I hypothesized that I got sick this time. So there you go. But yesterday I was miserable. And I have to say, though, I was smart enough today. They tried calling me in. Those bastards at the grocery store. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my boss calls me and says, "Hey, you want to work today?" And I say, "No, I don't want to work today. Didn't you see me yesterday? I'm dying. You want me to work at a grocery store again?" I said, "Look, if you want me there Monday morning, I need to rest. You need to give me, I need the day off." So there is a limitation to the whole playing hurt thing. You have to know when to rest. And I knew I needed a day. I needed a day to recover and recoup, and all I did all day was sleep. And I feel a lot better. All I did was I wake up, I take cold medication, I ate a banana, go back to sleep. I couldn't breathe through my nose, so I'm breathing through my mouth, which I hate. My mouth's getting all dry. I had to get up, keep pouring myself glasses of tea, drink the tea, go back to bed. I'd go back to bed. One time I forgot to close my bedroom door, and it got so hot. It's just hot during the day. Just hot. And I'm like, oh no, I forgot to close the door. It's hot. I woke up, layer of sweat. I'm just riling around, I'm like, oh God, what's wrong? But today was miserable. Today was pretty damn miserable. But hold on. Alright. Oh, it's a phlegm in my throat. I'm pretty sure there's a cough button on this thing. But I'm not censoring this. This is important. It's important. It's thematic, damn it. So even though I was miserable today, I'm still getting up and trying to find that balance where get something done. Get a little bit done. And then I'm gonna go to bed again. I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna eat something. Have me a little dinner. Drink me a little Moscato. Take as much of this cold medication as I possibly can shove into my mouth, like Fat Elvis. I'm just gonna heavily medicate myself, pass out, set multiple alarms to wake me up in the morning. Get up, see how I feel, go work at a grocery store. That's what I'm gonna do. That's the plan. But right now, I had to pick up the recorder. I wanted to talk to the people about this concept of playing hurt. Like I said, in the past, when I was, and I can't even say when I was younger, like it's been a constant theme through me, even through just later years in my life, where I'm just like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like doing this. It's not the right time. It's like, procrastination is one of the worst things. And I think one of the reasons procrastination affects us so badly is because we know how painful it is. Going back to what I was saying about that 3 hours of bad painting, we feel as if the thing is almost impossible to do. It's hard to do. And if you've ever heard that, what's that cliche saying, like the hardest part about getting started is getting started, or something, or the hardest, something along those lines. But it's very true. It's convincing yourself mentally that you can do this thing, that you should sit down and do this thing. Just do it, and you'll figure it out as you get there. And I think for me lately, this has been a huge problem for me. I keep worrying, how am I going to do this? How am I going to continue doing this? Sometimes it feels hopeless is kind of melodramatic. Hopeless isn't the word, but it feels like you're not making any progress sometimes. It's like, it's like you 2 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. And you just find yourself in the exact same place. I discovered that I was suffering from an illness, a sinus infection due to environmental conditions. I took the necessary steps to eliminate that from both my environment and from my body. For 2 weeks, I felt good. And I'm like, yeah, I can do anything. And my mentality changed. I felt like I could accomplish anything. I'm like, yes, this is the turning point for me. And then about 3 or 4 days ago, my throat started getting kind of scratchy. And I go, oh no, I know what that is. And I should have bought that expensive crap that you can take when you feel a cold coming on. And I was too damn cheap to do it. I said, no, let me use some affirmations and some positive thinking. Yeah, you know what? I'm a big component. I love the law of attraction. I love it. But at the same time, sometimes what you need is some medicine. Sometimes what you need is some actual action to be taken. So I took some vitamin C. I took some zinc. I took some of my D3. Took some various vitamins and whatnot. I made myself a veggie and fruit smoothie. I tried getting all these things, kale. I consumed kale, all types of things to try to fight this disease, and it still came upon me like this horrible plague. And now I'm fighting through it. I feel like the worst is over with. I hope. It was like a 24-hour bug, and now I'll be better. But you get hit with these things. Car makes the noises. Your body starts making noises. You get, everything just seems to be breaking down or doing something, and just there's an unexpected expense, and it affects your mentality. But you have to continue to play hurt. You have to accept the current situation with a better attitude. That's what I have found has been the thing that has made me a better person. A couple of the young people that I work with think I'm rich. They think I have money because I never seem to worry about money. And I tell them, look, I don't have a lot of money, but I know I have the ability to make money. I know I have the mental resources to get through whatever I need to get through. Even when I experience this swing of the pendulum, which is how the energy of the universe kind of goes. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. You go through these things. When you're down, you can't have a crappy attitude or you're going to go lower. You got to have that positive attitude. You got to find that balance where your attitude propels you back up again, not sinks you down even lower. And I know that's difficult. And trust me, we're all fighting the same fight. We're all struggling. That's why I'm very sympathetic to people. Have I ever told you guys why I'm so good at customer service at my job, why I'm so good with the customers. I'm going to tell you why. Because I treat everyone that I talk to as if they are a mentally ill child. Because you never know what a person's going through. You really don't. I treat them as if they are just they're throwing the biggest temper tantrum in their life, because sometimes they are. And some of my coworkers don't understand, why are people like that? Why are people like that? Why do they need something that badly, that specific? And I said, well, probably it's because other things in their life are happening, and they don't have any control, or they don't feel they have any control over those things. And they need something. They thought, if I could just go to the grocery store and get this one thing that I really love, if they had it exactly the way I wanted it, as perfectly as I wanted it, then maybe I would have some control in my life. Maybe that's true. Maybe people are just assholes. I don't know. But that's my theory. So I treat everyone as if they're a mentally ill child. It sounds awful, it sounds degrading, but honestly, if you go through life with that mentality, you find yourself having a great deal of sympathy, because you also have to remember that you yourself are you are that mentally ill child. You are not as mature as you think you are. You are not as cognitive, not as conscious of other people's feelings or the overall situation as you think you are. And you have to approach everything with a better attitude. And this is why I wanted to talk to you about playing hurt. About showing up despite the negativity, despite the attitude. Whether it be a physical illness or it be a mental mental block, a mental hindrance that is keeping you from doing the work. You've got to fight through it. You've got to show up, sit down, face the blank page, no matter what, and get the job done. And then the flip side of that would be oscillation. Learning when to rest, when to take it easy. Do the work, then celebrate by resting. Do the work, rest. Do the work, rest. Oscillate. Flow. Rhythm. These are important. I want to thank you very much for listening to this. I hope this helps. I think it always helps when someone tells you, like, hey, it's crappy for everybody else as well. People go through things. I know I'm going through some stuff, and I'm happy to share it with you and hopefully inspire you to push through it. This is Jar Humor. And you can find me anywhere on the social media at JarHumor, jarhumor.com. This is Jar Humor, signing off.